to Football Manager. As you can see, we're on the club vision screen for two reasons. Number one is to show that we have no money left after a very busy opening part of the season. We're out of money now. But there's a positive to this. As you can see here, we managed to win 7-6 in the Carabao Cup second round on penalties against Derby County. We're now in the third round with a home tie against, I believe, Watford is our opponent in the next round. I didn't even look. Yes, it is Watford. And as you can also see, after our games against Blackpool and Colchester, we started to turn our results around a bit. We got a 4-0 win over Exeter, who are currently bottom of the league on 0 points. We got a 3-3 draw with Wycombe Wanderers, which was a tough match to get a result out of. I'll tell you that for free. We had a 1-0 win over Bristol Rovers with a 92nd minute penalty, and a 3-1 TV win over Leyton Orient, thanks to a goal from Robson, Sears and Hall. Our next game, as you can see, is Cheltenham, who are currently third in League 2. And then we've got Cardiff under 23s. Unfortunately, we have got international duty this week. 6 players out on national duties, which means we're going to have to work on a team that's probably not the best we could field, to be honest with you. Smith is out injured, so we'll take him out of the squad in the first place for most likely Deli Bashiru, and then from the bench we'll bring... Actually, no, I haven't actually sent him on the bench. Never mind. We'll have Deli Bashiru on the team then. Connor Hall's finally found his shooting boots after 8 games. 3 goals to his name. 3 goals to Reece Oates, which surprised me. 2 for Robson, 1 for Greenwood, 2 for Sears, 1 for Drinian, 2 for Alfie Payne. He's an incredible signing so far this season. And 1 for Matthew Smith. And we've had a lot of players out on loan doing really well as well. So we have got a very strong side going into the remainder of the seasons with this club. As you can see, we're currently 9th in the league, only a point behind Bolton Wanderers. As I said, Exeter bottom of the table on 0 points, only scoring 2 goals in any of their matches, which was against 22nd placed Swindon Town. As you can see, we've sort of bumped our finances back up again, back into the black, as they say, or red, whichever one it is. Never understood the reference, or not understood the reference. I can't remember which way round it is, what I mean to say. We got our 2 yesterday, Cheltenham and Cardiff. We should get at least a point out of Cheltenham, and at the very least get a draw with Cardiff. I think, with the team we've got. No real changes have to be made other than obviously the one for the injured Matthew Smith. Jordan Boone may need to be subbed out at some point for his poor fitness at the minute, but we did have a left back on the bench. Why don't we have a left back on the bench? Oh, I think, yeah, because we had one somewhere, but I don't know where he is now. Talaji Bowler. Oh, there he is. Don't know why he's not on the bench. He'd be put on the bench in place of Mandron, because Mandron's not playing well in his stance so far this season. So yeah, get him on the bench. No one really doing poorly this season except maybe Deli Bashiru, but he's only played 1 substitute game, so you can't really judge him too much on that. But other than that, we should have a fairly strong side in this game. As you can see, we've got a right back in Loakima, a £2.9 million right back from Manchester United, who we loaned in after Sterry got injured at the start of the season. But obviously now Sterry's back, not quite as important to have him here, but still have him. I could have sworn he played for us, or at least we tried to sign him. Same with Leandro and Martins. Either way, it doesn't matter. We get into the game, we need to get a point, I'd say at least, from this match to be able to guarantee us that we're going to be a mid-table side at the very least. I think, because mid-table sides what we need to get this season, according to the board, with with playoffs next season and season after that. We're not actually being tasked to win the playoffs, mind you, when we get to them. And Max Robson has got himself injured, which is worrying, mainly because he is clearly our best attacking midfielder at the club. Tasdemir is still out injured, and Shashoa is not quite up to the standard of League 2 yet. So you do have to work a little bit on this. No highlights as of yet for the entire match, which is quite impressive if you ask me. And as I said that, we've got one right before the end of the half. Probably going to be them either scoring or them going very close to scoring. Yep, I had a feeling. We dropped down to 10th with that goal being conceded, but we can't drop any lower than 14th, I don't think, from this match, so it's not a big deal. As long as we don't lose drastically, we should be fine. We're going to make 2 substitutions here. One, we're going to bring Loa Kima off for Jamie Sterry because he's injured. And 2, we're going to bring off Sam Greenwood for Freddie Sears. Because Greenwood's not doing well at all. 6.1 is not an acceptable ability for this level, especially for a loanee from, I believe, Arsenal. Faith in both of them, get them a bit egotistical for the next part of the match. I mean, look at that for attendance. Less than 4,000 people are turning up at the Western Home Stadium to watch Boston United 2 divisions higher than where they started. I mean, if you ask me, that's terrible home support. I mean, don't get me wrong, you have to travel, I think, 30 miles to get here. But there are clubs like Coventry who have to travel more than that to get to their home games, and they still pad out those seats every single day. And annoyingly, in the second half, there has not been a single highlight. Oh, never mind. Shashoa with a free kick to O'Connor at the back post, who does tap it into the back of the net. Stephen O'Connor's first goal of the season, just proving why he does deserve to remain as our first choice centre-back alongside Nikola Tavares. With Mil Vargic picking up an injury at the start of the season, we had to make a change to the formation, and Stephen O'Connor was the perfect choice for me. Stephen O'Connor's goal has just now been written off completely by a Cheltenham free kick, giving them a 2-1 lead to win this match. That is very, very unfortunate. But we didn't play badly, and we can go into the Cardiff City game with the knowledge that we have got a strong side to play against Cardiff City. We're also trying to bring in this Jamal Hector Ingram as a new right winger, mainly because the fact is that you've got to be kidding me. 7 to 8 weeks. Jeez. So we've just lost our best central attacking midfield player for up until about end of November-ish time. That's a loss. So it appears that all of our loaned out players are doing somewhat alright. In some cases, others are doing better than others, obviously. And Tavares needs a fitness check, but unfortunately can't have him out of the team for an important fixture like the Leasing Cup, because Boston has to get to the second round of the Leasing Cup. Otherwise it will be considered a failure by the board. So yeah. Ooh, Fanes signed for Bayern Munich, that's nice. He's been doing that in this game for the last 2 years. Rumoured to be signing for Bayern Munich, never actually did. And finally, I'm guessing, did this transfer window. Very unfortunate, though, from the Cheltenham game to lose that one. So Tasdemir is probably the best option for us going forward as a central attacking midfield player. He is very fast, he's very agile, he's very strong. Tommy Hughes is a future central attacking midfield player for us, but not yet. Actually, saying that, he's not even accomplished in any of the positions that he's not even accomplished in any of the positions that he needs to be playing in. So he'll be no longer a choice for me, if you ask me. and he will miss the Watford game, which is very, very sad. But we do have Tasdemir, who can come in, and Shoshua, who can still remain on the bench when required. So I have Tasdemir here. What's this? Oh, okay. Don't quite know what that's for, but doesn't matter. We're going to have Marlon Fossey come back into the side for the injured Lower Keema, and that'll be the team we're going to be playing Cardiff with. It's a very much weakened side, but it's a side we're going to have to use. Because with players out on international duty as well as injured, we don't have a lot of choices available to us. But hopefully, with the Cardiff City under-23s game, we should be quite capable of getting a result out of them. If we're able to beat teams like Bristol Rovers and almost get a result against Cheltenham Town, and also beat teams like Reading and Derby County, we do have a fairly strong side. Ooh, and Ibu Toure has apparently been set for a transfer to Northampton Town. I was not aware of that. Did I agree to that transfer deal? Because I don't remember it. If he does leave, it's not a big problem if he does leave. We do have a lot of left backs in position for his spot, which is technically his third choice. I mean, we've got Talai Ebola, who is the second choice behind Jordan Boone. We got others. Can't remember the other players to be honest with you. Oh, okay. Apparently no offers, but offers. Oh, a loan offer from Northampton Town, but a transfer offer from Harrogate Town. They want to offer £425. That's a no. That's a big no. Northampton Town will get him on a loan though. We'll give that go ahead. And Shola Ayula. It could be a good player for us if we look to sign him. Tasdemir is finally getting back to fitness again. Greenwood and Oldham are doing well getting goals. Obviously look at Cardiff's side to see what players we could look to sign in the long term, maybe even a loan in the short term sort of thing. I mean, Mark Harris apparently £575,000 worth of player, and yet he's wanted by a loan from Dagenham Redbridge. So just proves that not all good players are good. Ethan Vaughan, I recognise that name. Can't be too important. Alright, Toure. £16,000 of fair valuation for Ibu Toure, not £425. I mean, I'm pretty sure as a player he makes more than that in about a day of playing football. So, yeah, we're not going to accept that transfer value. After the Cardiff game, we're going to be taking the video off for the remainder of the day it's on. I was thinking possibly of doing the whole day as a transfer sort of story episode, but didn't think it would work, to be honest with you. So after today, the match against Cardiff under-23s will be going to the FA Cup first round, and that is not good. 240 seats. That is horrendously poor. Jesus. I'd call us to be took out of the tournament if that was, a regular occurrence of such poor fan count at the stadium for the matches. But then again, if you think about it, I guess it's not classed as an important tournament for Boston United, but yeah, I mean, I'd want to go watch the match if I was a Boston United fan. I'd want to go and watch every match they played in, to be honest with you. It's just odd that they're not, equaling that sort of pride of club, if you ask me. Right, you're Dennis Politic. Didn't you play for Bolton? Yes, you did. What are you doing down in the National League? I'm going to scout you because you're a right winger and you could be very useful to us if Aaron Drinan decides to leave at the end of the season, because he has been trying to engineer a move to League One. Essentially, since this season started, he's been engineering a move out of the club because we played him as a right winger, not as a striker, despite the fact that he is a right winger, not a striker. But it doesn't matter. We have got enough right wingers to fill the spot should he leave, and should he leave, he'll get a fairly sizable pay packet for us. We'll be able to call that a win, in my opinion. And even if he doesn't want to leave, result, we've got a good right winger, so that's fine. So our Cardiff City under-23s game today is important because it's the only match that we theoretically are required, well, not required, but the only one that we kind of need to look at. If we win, then we're essentially through the group because we've got two other League Two sides in our group, and I believe one of them was one we've already played and beaten. Other than that, not sure, to be honest with you. Jamal Hectoringham should join the club before the match starts, which should give us an opportunity to have him available for the game if required upon. Although I think he's a national level player at the minute, with the ability to become a League One player. Oh, registration. One moment, just get Hector Ingram signed and we'll do that. Hansen's going out on loan to Alfreton Town. Don't even recognise the name, so yeah. Jamal Hector Ingram signing for us on a permanent deal, which should be fairly good news for us. 2.5 to possible 3.5 star player. Not bad, could be better though. Obviously he's an option for us if required upon, but nothing really needs to be done if you ask me about him. Right, any player that isn't registered, we want registered. Going through the list. Sam Long is a yeah. We'll get Sam Long registered, but not Tian Nadali, because we're definitely not playing him at any point this season. He may have been a great player for us last year, but he's definitely not this year. And if I could get him out of the club now, I would. There we go. Get him out of the club. Yeah, on loan. Oh no, that's also on loan. So that was. Are these both? Where are you? Yeah, you are both Dutch teams then. No, I'm rejecting that offer because it's not the same standard as the previous offer, which had been 100% of his £500 wages, which we really need to recoup back before the end of the season. That's when his contract is up. I'd hopefully be able to sign him on as a coach, as he is a fairly good coach. And it will allow us to keep him effectively with the club. Whilst he's knowledgeable of the club, of course. We've got no matches between. He was called from the 4th of September because they had international duties. They had to obviously make sure they had a strong enough team to be able to, fight in the league, and as such had to postpone their match with us. Now, if you ask me, that's a benefit to us and to Newport County because it means we're going to have a game in hand over the teams above us and below us. As well as that, all of our players are going to be better fitness-wise. And we should be quite capable of holding on to our positions in the league. So, yep, Tian Darley now signs for Helmond. And Leighton Orient will be loaning in Kevin Fallon from Everton Academy, I think. It said free, I'm not sure if it's free or loan. Because someone said free. I'll have a look in a sec. So there's nothing really that needs to be done over the next week. Well, next week and a half really, from the Cardiff game. other than preparing ourselves for the return to league fixtures. Obviously, we're going to have Robson out of the side for the Watford game and possibly even the FA Cup first round. I may not risk him for the FA Cup first round, unless it's a difficult opponent such as a League One opponent, like, for instance, Middlesbrough or Ipswich Town or, such and such, that sort of thing. Yeah, loan deal most likely is what that says. Which is a fair move. Kevin Van's a fairly good player. I believe he went on loan to... who it was? I think possibly could be Exeter in the game last season. And he did fairly well at that club before, obviously, moving back to Everton, then going on loan to Leyton Orient. So obviously he hasn't progressed much, but he's still a good player at the level. So he is still opportunity. He's still got the opportunity to continue playing at this sort of level. And the game is now juddering for some reason. Don't quite understand why it's taken so long to load, if you ask me, but I guess because it's the transfer deadline day, there's a lot of things the game has to go through and process before it can actually go through any of the day. And as such, obviously needs to make sure it can, do everything in one go. Also, a lot of international matches being played as well, so the game needs to progress through that. Yeah, it is a loan deal, fair enough. Yeah, who did you play for in the... Oh, you didn't go out on loan. Okay then. I thought you did. Must think there's someone else, maybe then. So, obviously our game today is an important one, because we've got Newport and Leyton Orient, as I said, in our group. And Leyton Orient have already beaten 3-1 on TV. So these two matches are the ones we need to win. Newport County, we can lose that one and still have a chance of going through. But as you can see, Cardiff, oh, you've got to be kidding me. Taston is out on international duties, which means Shoshua is going to have to be the option. As is Vargic, I've just realised. Vargic is also out on international duties, which means we're going to have to put in a new player on the bench. Taston comes out for Nielsen. We haven't got any other players that can go attacking midfield, which is worrying to say the least. Sears will be playing out on his inverted winger position, leaving Greenwood time to build back up his fitness. Oates, can we get you out for Drinian? Yes, we can. So we'll put Drinian in there. And Boone will take you out for Talayi Bowler. There we go. He's not great, a 2-star player at this level, but it's good enough, I think, for the Leasing Cup. And there's no real problems at the minute required to be looked at with the team, so he should have a fairly strong showing. Marlon Fossey, Freddie Sears and Luke South are the only ones with faces on our team. We're just looking to get a result. A point is acceptable for me, I think, because it does mean that the side is strong enough to hold on to even Premier League Academy kids, and they're strong enough to be able to push forward in the league as well if we can get wins against Leyton Orient and Newport County, especially after the FA Cup demolishing Newport gave us last season, and Armando Shoshua proving me wrong about me saying that he's not ready for this level of football yet. And Boston's first shot of the match walloped into the bottom right hand corner, just proving me wrong and telling me to shut my mouth. Marlon Fossey with a throw to Alfie Payne. Alfie Payne with the ball forward looking for Connor Hall on the right wing. Touches it around the defender, gets the ball into the middle. It's headed away from Shoshua, only as far as Deli Bashiru, who gets the ball out wide to Bowler. Ball out to Sears. Sears is taken too long, but it does get round the defender, cross the ball in for Drinian at the far post, but it's over the bar from Drinian. Poor football from him. Throw in from Cardiff, Lamptey, out to Wooten. A long ball forward. Gets taken out by Sears though. Sears runs forward into the box. Puts it past the defender and gets it into the net for his third goal of the season. Freddie Sears, finding his shooting boots with Boston United, giving us a 2-0 lead over Cardiff under-23s. Cardiff with a throw in from Greenslade to Moore, back to Wooten, back out to Greenslade, back to Jones, a long ball over the top for Bolger. Deli Bashir intercepts. Payne with the ball runs through the middle. Didn't take by Ligandenza. Now to Fossey. Fossey looking for the wide ball to Drinian. Gets it to him. Drinian into the far corner, but taken by the Cardiff City goalkeeper. A lot of highlights in this match. Marlon Fossey to Alfie Payne. Don't know why I keep saying Liam Payne. Greenslade, the ball out to Deli Bashir, gets out to Bowler. Bowler crossed the ball out to the far post and Drinian's header again wide at the target. Thankfully we're on a bit of a reprieve from the highlights, but 2 goals so far for Boston gives us a fairly commanding lead going into the latter portion of this half. Nichols with the ball, puts it back to Greenslade. Ball over the top, looking for the striker. Header gets onto Nichols again. Nichols back to Wooten. Back to Greenslade. Over the top again. This time intercepted by Bowler to Sears. To Bashiru. Back to Bowler. Over the top, looking for not sure. Bashiru, the header down to Shoshua. Shoshua runs the ball into the middle. Gets the ball out wide, looking for Drinian. Touches it back. Cross the ball in, looking for the, I believe, run of Shoshua, and I believe that's a penalty. So it's to be taken by Sears, this one. And it's a beautifully struck penalty into the bottom right-hand corner, giving Boston United a 3-0 lead at Cardiff City. I wonder if Freddie Sears is going to try for his hat-trick in the second half, or even if the remainder of the first half is long enough. Kuako. Free kick into the middle. Oof, just put wide by Southwood. Corner kick from Cardiff. Swung in close to the edge of the box. Stephen O'Connor heads the ball away. Only as far as Lamptey. Cross the ball back in again. But it's a header away from O'Connor. Gives another corner kick to Cardiff. Ball to be crossed in by Kuako. And it's headed over the bar by Jones. And Boston United will give a goal kick to end the half. We lead so far 3-0. We're going to make 2 changes to this side. One will be Connor Hall, because we don't want him getting sent off, for Greenwood as an advanced forward. And as well as that, Deli Bashiru for Nielsen, as he's also on a yellow card. Stephen O'Connor is a possible change at some point, but just not yet. His stamina is still at an acceptable level for me, and I think that it still can be worked on rather than being taken off. Sears with the ball on the edge of the box, gets the cross into the middle. Greenwood with a header straight into the goal, 13 seconds into the half. Sam Greenwood just proving why we loaned him in. 329 people so far at the Western Home Stadium to watch Boston United lead 4-0 now against Cardiff under-23s. Drinian now with the ball on the edge of the box. It's a shot, but it's saved by the goalkeeper. I wonder if Sears will get himself that hat-trick that he obviously desires, as he is getting himself forward so often. I think once O'Connor gets to 53%, we'll probably take him off to lessen a risk of him getting injured before any future matches. Tavares to Bowler. Nielsen now the ball out wide looking for Drinian. Touches it forward. Tackled by the player, and it's another penalty. And Freddie Sears will take this one as well. And he slots that one home for his hat-trick. Boston United 5, Cardiff under-23s 0. I definitely think we are going to dominate this group. And Sears is probably only an assist away from getting a 10 out of 10 match rating. Marlon Fossey get the ball forward to Shoshua. To Nielsen now with the ball. Nielsen's tackled by the defenders. Nichols now with the ball. Gets the ball out wide, looking for Cardiff player doesn't find one. Bowler. Forward to Sears. Sears holds the ball up. It's to Payne in the middle. Payne looking out wide for Drinian, who touched the ball back, crossed the ball in, and Nielsen with the header against the crossbar. It's a throw in to Boston United in attacking position. Only 2 players so far in the current 11 without at least a 7.0, being Nielsen and Southwood. I think after this set piece is run through, we'll be subbing off Stephen O'Connor for Jordan Boone, as he is probably the best option on the bench for the position. Okay. Confirm the changes for after the ball goes out again. And apparently Damien Nichols is offside. I don't quite know how. I wasn't really paying attention. So if you can put in the comments what actually happened, it would be appreciated. I'm not sure. And 5-0, the final score. Predicted a draw. Evidently, we defy expectations. And Sebastian Nielsen on his 50th appearance managed to get a 5-0 win over Cardiff under-23s. And evidently, we have shown just what we are capable of, regardless of the division that we are in. 5-0. We can win our matches. £10,000 just for beating Cardiff. Obviously, we've got the other games going on as well. And Freddie Sears is effectively the best player from that match because he did so well. 2 penalties and a goal from open play, as well as an assist for Sam Greenwood in the second half. He did exceptionally well. But yes, as I said, prior to the match with Cardiff, the objective for this season is mid-table football. So we're not expecting to win match after match after match. So what I am thinking of doing is skipping out September and October and going straight to the FA Cup Leasing Cup duo in November. So effectively we've got 2 months away from the football game, coming back for the first round of the FA Cup. Or possibly doing Newport and Oldham, missing out September, and then from there doing the FA Cup Leasing Cup. Yeah, I think that's probably the best option, going from Newport and Oldham Athletic and then going to the FA Cup game in November. But for now, as I say every single episode, until next time, I bid thee adieu. Goodbye.